The blind can't lead the blind. Okay? The blind cannot lead the blind. God said, can the blind lead the blind, or shall they both not fall into the ditch? Like, that's self-explanatory. Of course, if he blind and you blind, y'all both gonna wind up in that ditch. And that's just period. So that homeboy or that homegirl that you running around with every day, ain't now one of y'all doing nothing productive. Y'all both out here just living life, taking one day at a time without a plan, with no motivation or anything to back up anything that you doing. You basically just out here loose and doing whatever. Well, then guess what? You gonna stay stagnant. You gonna stay in the same place. You ain't never gonna grow. You gonna always look up and realize, why is my life not elevating? Well, it's because you doing the same thing, and you running around with that blind friend that can't teach you nothing. But see, these will be the very people, though. These will be the very people that will always point their finger at others and at what they not doing, or what they got or don't have, or, the problems that they got going on in their life, but not realizing that you living in a glass house. And the very thing that you're criticizing someone else for is 9 times out of 10 going on in your life as well. Let me tell you what God said. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but perceivest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Pretty much he's saying you can't be pointing out what this dude got going on or what this girl got going on when you got worse things going on, probably. Or if not the same things going on. So how dare you be trying to point out what somebody else going on when your life is in shambles as well? Okay? And I'm reading from Luke, guys. Luke chapter 6. And why beholdest thou, either how canst thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote? And a mote is a speck that is in the eye, when thou thyself beholdest not the beam that is in thine own eye. And a beam is like a plank. Basically, it's an imperfection. So stop pointing out other people's imperfections, other people's downfalls, when you have just as many, if not more. If not more. He then goes on to say, thou hypocrite. He talking to you. That one that's displaying this types of behavior. He talking to you. Thou hypocrite. Cast out first the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to pull out the mote that is in thy brother's eye. So he's saying, get yourself together first before you start trying to point out what somebody else got going on. Get your stuff together. Because see, you can't be throwing stones when you living in a glass house. You think people don't see? You think people don't see? Of course they do. People are noticing. It's not a secret that you're still in the same place that you was in last year this time. That you still doing the same thing. You still driving the same car. And I'm not judging nobody. I'm just speaking God's words. And calling out them hypocrites. Calling out those people that always got their mouth on somebody else, but living foul themselves. You got to clean your own house up before you start trying to clean somebody else's up. Clean yours up. And you can't clean no house up that's in chaos. You got to clean up the chaos first before you even start trying to clean up the house. And what do we do when we get ready to clean up our house? We got to go to the store and buy things to help us get the job done. We need to go get us some bleach, some Lysol, some Fabuloso, or whatever it is that you use to clean your house up. Because you need specific tools to get the job done. So look at your life as that house that need to be cleaned up. And now ask yourself, what do I need to clean this up? See, when you get ready to clean your life up, you got to start seeking out things that can help you do that. Seeking out people that can help you clean your life up. Go seek out those people that, got that's a little bit smarter than you, that has a little bit more knowledge than you, that got it going on just a little bit more than you do. Somebody that's a little wiser than you. And how can you tell these people? Well, you can tell them by their fruits. Let me tell you what God said about recognizing people by their fruits. For every tree is known by his own fruit. For of thorns men do not gather figs, nor of bramble bush gather they grapes. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh. So you'll be able to recognize that person that is producing good fruits by everything that they're doing in their life, by the things that they say, every word that come out of their mouth, it will be fruitful. By their family, because they will have a good family life, a solid foundation. By their spiritual life, you will be able to tell by their finances, by their humanitarian, if they're giving back to their community and to the people and trying to help others, build others up. That's how you would be able to tell a person with good fruit. The same way you would be able to tell a person with bad fruit, because they would produce it in every area of their lives. Everything that come out of their mouth will be negative. Everything that come out of their mouth will be hypocritical. Everything that they do will be that not of God. They'll be out here doing the most, selling drugs, robbing, stealing, and killing, plotting on people's downfalls. That's how you can tell the fruits that a person is producing. By how they act, by what they do, by what they say. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Because if that person that you hanging out with every day, if y'all ain't doing nothing positive, all y'all doing is getting high, you're smoking weed, you're drinking all the time, you're partying, you're doing this, what is that producing? That's not producing no good fruit. The only thing that's going to come up out of that is negativity. So you might want to start switching up who you around every day, and you might see your life start to elevate. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. Am I perfect? Am I holier than thou? No. Was I once upon a time doing negative things, talking about folks, being hypocritical? Yes. But am I that way now? No. I've started to clean my life up. I had to recognize, I had to see myself. God had to point some things out to me and let me know, look, honey, get up off of your high horse, because you got some things that you need to clean up as well. But the thing is once these things are pointed out to you, then what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to start to build a solid foundation in Christ and in everything that you do? Or you just going to be content with who the person that you are, even though you know that there's greater inside of you, because God put greater inside of you. You don't have to be stagnant. You don't got to be broke. You don't have to settle for being a negative person. You don't have to settle for being fruitless. You don't have to, because there is another way. It is another way. And if you build a solid foundation in Christ, it ain't no evil, it ain't no negativity or no storm in hell that can tear it down. Luke chapter 6:48. He is like a man which built a house and digged deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon the house and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock. But he that heareth and doeth not is like a man without a foundation built an house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of the house was great.